body work. And for Jauregui, work on the outside, use your experience to time him and slow the pace down. Jack Reese, one of the better referees in the sport of boxing.
California's own. Seen him many times in bouts here in California, as well as international and world championship level fights.
Jauregui is a tough customer, former IBF world champion, good shin, good puncher, but the smaller man here. And his body looks a little soft, and that's not good news against Provodnikov, who I think is a terrific body puncher.
A right hand to the body there. He's landed 2 of them already, and he split the guard. Another right hand lands against Jauregui. Boy, he's having a lot of success early with it, isn't he, Teddy?
Yeah, he is. Well, he noticed that that body is soft of Jauregui, so he's wasting no time in going to those waters.
Heavy-handed.
There's a good body shot that hurt Provodnikov. Talk about give a guy a taste of his own medicine. That's exactly what the experienced Jauregui just did right there.
Boy, and we just got done talking about the fact that Provodnikov noted that he knows he needs to fight rugged, tough, veteran Mexican fighters, and if there's any signature punch that sums that statement up, it is that, a left hand to the body.
Jauregui has lost 4 of his last 6 coming in here, but to good fighters. As I said, he's strong, he's solid. He has trouble with movement, but he doesn't have to worry about movement tonight. He just had to worry about a young, strong guy who's right in front of him in Provodnikov. And as I said, Provodnikov bigger, Joe, between junior welterweight, while Jauregui turned pro at bantamweight, 119 pounds, and he spent half his career at featherweight and the rest of his career junior lightweight and lightweight.
I don't know that Provodnikov has missed a right hand to the body yet in this round. Well, he has been on target every time he's thrown it.
Well, the question tonight, to me, of interest is simple. Provodnikov, is he too big and young, or is Jauregui too experienced? Sit back and enjoy it. You're going to get a chance to find out.
The unbeaten Russian from the small town in Siberia.
The outer perimeters of this ring not going to get worn out. For the most part, these guys are going to contest this fight right where they stand, like right now.
Veteran Mexican says, let's keep going at it. There was a wide right hand upstairs.
You know, facially, and of course the same weight class too, Joe, but facially I look at the young Provodnikov, I think of Kazazu.
Undoubtedly.
The former world champion, both as a pro and as an amateur. And of course, from Russia.
Far East. Side. There's a good solid right hand to close out this first round. Boy, is this a fun watch. Provodnikov and Jauregui.
Action from the last round, all body work. First from Provodnikov, going to the body, the right hand right there, you see it land, some more body work from the undefeated Russian. And then Jauregui had his turn. He placed his left hook probably better, not as many punches, but that left hook to the liver area, that counted. He was smart enough and experienced enough to put it behind the elbow of Provodnikov.
Round number 2, Friday night fights presented by Tecate Beer here at Pechanga Resort and Casino in Temecula, California. Ruslan Provodnikov, unbeaten Russian, 13-0.
Nothing fancy about either one of these fighters. Only difference really is, as I said, Jauregui's smaller and he's 10 years older.
Another right hand reined in. Let's look at the CompuBox stats from that first round, which was a very entertaining opening stanza to the night, where Provodnikov landed 32 of 51 power punches. Tremendous work rate, landing 63%.
I have a funny feeling that before the night's over, you're going to see Provodnikov wear down Jauregui, but it's going to be a lot of fun watching it, and I think a lot of danger for Provodnikov while he's trying to do it. Again, watch the experience of Jauregui. He'll cover up real well and he'll look for his moments. You know, he's smart. He's 10 years older. He knows that he can't waste punches. Provodnikov, at 10 years younger, he can waste some punches.
Oh, good right uppercut that snuck in after throwing those 2 left hooks upstairs by Jauregui. He's trying to get around that elbow. Trying to get to the flank.
Yeah, he won't throw, Joe, Jauregui, unless he thinks he can make it count. And again, a little bit of a softness around the body of Jauregui, but he's so tough, and he knows how to keep those elbows in. He'll handle what he has to handle, but Provodnikov will continue trying to go to that soft midsection. Right now, the legs of Jauregui are very wide. Provodnikov should try to step to the side. Jauregui cannot adjust with him. Those legs are too wide to adjust.
There's a good left uppercut.
Well, you watch here, though, Provodnikov, as he's loading up, and he's controlling the pace right now, the rhythm right now. Jauregui looking to time him in between. That's the experience of the former world champion.
Veteran fought his way off the ropes and then lets loose with a combination in the middle of the ring.
See, who controls the rhythm, who controlled the pace? It was Provodnikov. But you can make an argument, Jauregui made his punches count. Again, Jauregui just a little bit more conservative. He needs to be. He doesn't want to throw unless he sees something.
Former belt
bullseye.
And the young prospects coming to the end of round 2. Getting a good look at Ruslan Provodnikov, the unbeaten 26-year-old Russian prospect who comes from a small town that he describes as an island, deep forest on one side, river on the other, and filled with snow. But he has made his way here to the warmth of Southern California, where he's putting on a good show against the former lightweight titleist Javier Jauregui.
Provodnikov, half his fights have been in Russia. I got to give him and his people some credit. You know, he has not fought a bunch of stiffs as he has built up his record to 13-0. And of course, he's stepping up here with a former world champion. I applaud them for that. Unlike a lot of the up-and-coming former amateur stars that are not stepping up when I think they can step up a little bit.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of that recently. Talking about a rising star. How about in college basketball, what John Wall's been doing at Kentucky? Men's college basketball, ESPN Saturday primetime, showdown in the SEC, Tennessee and Kentucky. Saturday primetime presented by DirecTV. Part of Rivalry Week presented by Cisco on ESPN at 9 p.m. and coverage begins with College Game Day driven by State Farm at 8.
You know, you can make this statement on both sides and it would fit. Tough spot for Jauregui. 10 years older. He's a smaller man. He's coming off an activity of 1 year and 5 months. And also a tough spot for Provodnikov, facing a guy with all this experience and some pop in his hands.
Well, the 36-year-old just stood up to a big-time left hook, 2 more shots to the body, and then a couple of uppercuts.
Well, as far as Provodnikov goes, you know, his game plan, it's not that complicated, Joe. He's going to keep hitting the wall with a hammer and wait for the wall to crumble.
Both men opened up with left hands. Jauregui comes back stabbing with a jab.
I'm starting to see a little wear now in Jauregui. You know, he's still going to look to time. He's going to look for his spots, like right now. But every once in a while, when Provodnikov lands something, Jauregui looks like the smaller guy. He gets moved by those punches, and he looks like the older guy.
He just chases him down, follows him straight back with a right hand as Provodnikov, and then the veteran able to get away from those left hooks.
You know, something interesting here. I think Provodnikov should be going to the body more, and that's his signature punch, to go to the body. But he's not doing it as much now after the first round when he tested those waters. And I think maybe because Jauregui hurt him in the body and gave him a test of his own medicine, maybe Provodnikov in his mind, he doesn't want to remind Jauregui of body work.
Big crowd here at Pechanga for Friday night fights, and they are being entertained thanks to the former lightweight titleist, and Javier Jauregui taking on a hard-charging young Russian, unbeaten, 13-0 Ruslan Provodnikov. You know, he knows what he is. He has a great sense of identity. We asked him about his style, and Ruslan said, hey, pressure, going forward, sudden, hard punches, exactly what we've seen.
Yeah, Provodnikov is three things. He's young, he's strong, and he's TV friendly.
And on Teddy's scorecard, takes the first 3 rounds. Scheduled for 10 here before our main event, where we will have another similar style fighter in Ji-Hoon Kim taking on Tyrone Harris.
You could see Provodnikov, I mentioned early on, Jauregui has trouble with movement. He doesn't have to worry about that with Provodnikov. But you could see where Provodnikov likes guys in front of him that come to engage him. But he can have trouble with movement. And that little bit of movement from the 36-year-old Jauregui gave him an opportunity to pop a right hand.
Landed a right uppercut on the inside. A left uppercut comes back from Provodnikov, and then that right hand. Now there's the angle you were talking about, Teddy. Jauregui wasn't as squared up that time. Was able to get out the side door.
And right there you see Provodnikov turn southpaw and now back to the orthodox stance. But again, Jauregui can have a little bit of good fortune, moving a little bit, I think, giving angles, and then all of a sudden popping in on Provodnikov, keeping him off balance a little bit, walking him into punches. The problem with Jauregui doing this at 36, I don't think there's enough thread on those tires to keep it up. And again, Jauregui not matching him punch for punch. He can't. He's trying to roll with punches, trying to block punches, and he's looking for a spot, Joe. And again, Jauregui's legs very wide. Good opportunity for the Russian fighter to step to the side right now.
Absorbing a lot in these exchanges with Provodnikov.
If you were wondering whether the very seasoned and gritty Jauregui was feeling the pressure, feeling the punches, wonder no more. His movement is like a polygraph test. It's telling you, yeah, I feel those body shots, I feel that pressure, I feel that strength.
More focused effort by Provodnikov of landing that right hand to the body here in round number 4.
Again, that little movement of Jauregui, I don't know if he's going to be able to do enough of it to be successful with a win here tonight, but I think he's showing future opponents of Provodnikov how to fight him.
Exactly. Coming to the end of round number 4 of our opening bout, a good one here on Friday Night Fights. 36-year-old Javier Jauregui, 2-4 in his last 6 fights, coming off a layoff, returning to the ring for the first time in 17 months, putting forth a very sincere effort here against the always hard-charging Ruslan Provodnikov. Round number 5.
We saw that Jauregui looked like he landed a right hand to the elbow when he was trying to go to the body of Provodnikov in the last round, and he shook his hand as though a stinger, almost like some pain shot up his arm a little bit. But he's such a pro, even if his hand's bothering him, he's going to come back out there and use it and behave like a fighter, behave like a former world champ. Jauregui, most of his fights have been in Mexico. You know, we were talking about the experience difference. What better way to illustrate the difference than to talk about these stats right here? Jauregui has gone 10 rounds or more 30 times, more than twice the amount of fights Provodnikov has, and he has 34 knockouts, also more than twice as many fights as Provodnikov. And that's what he has to depend on. Experience. Trying to catch Provodnikov a little fat, maybe in between one of these shots, Joe, where you can catch him a perfect shot and stun him and then follow up.
Double jab right hand from Provodnikov.
See, that's a smart move by Provodnikov right there to the side.
Moving out to the side?
Yeah, I think so, because again, Jauregui has spread those legs out, and it's hard for him to adjust to side movement. Again, the busier guy, the workload, the punch number is going to belong to the younger guy. Jauregui understood that. I think Jauregui came in this fight saying, I'm going to lose rounds And if we're both standing at the end, and nobody has visited the canvas, or at least my guy hasn't visited the canvas a couple times, I'm probably going to lose. You know, I'm not going to match the numbers with the younger guy. What I'm going to do is try to time him. Try to conserve my energy and pick my spots.
Good solid uppercut, the left hand and the right hand on the back end of that four-punch combination.
Guess what, Joe? There's a price to pay when you're trying to conserve energy with a young, ambitious fighter. Because you're not moving your hands to keep that young fighter, in this case Provodnikov, defensive. So he's going to walk in, he's going to move his hands. And when you cover up, it's like putting handcuffs on. When you cover up like Jauregui does, somebody puts punches together, some are going to get through.
He gave Provodnikov the green light.
No rest for the weary. In his case, for Jauregui, he's laying on the ropes, he eats an uppercut. Another uppercut right there. Provodnikov understands that the experienced former world champion, he's going to look to pick his spots. And as far as Provodnikov is concerned, he's not giving him anything free.
Round 6 of our opening bout here. Ruslan Provodnikov. I mean, this is a made-for-TV fighter. The young Russian, 13-0. Of course, much more coming up with Brian Kenny and James Buster Douglas in studio tonight. And then our main event, another good-looking, fun-to-watch pressure fighter in Ji-Hoon Kim against the veteran from Michigan, Tyrone Harris. That's still to come in our main event.
You know, a little movement from Jauregui, a little hope. Again, when he can move, he can't do it much. He's too old. But when he moves in spots, he gets openings to crack on Provodnikov a little. And again, Provodnikov, except for the first round, has not gone to the body the way he usually does.
He was so consistent in that first round. Then he had the success up top. Let's look at the total power punches, and you'll see Provodnikov's night really shine here. 131 power punches landed for round number 5, according to our CompuBox statistics.
And again, Provodnikov has won every round except one on my scorecard, so not a lot to knock him. But if you did give a report card and it wasn't an A, in the area where it wasn't an A, again, he's not going to the body, at least me, as much as he should. Especially for a guy that he's going to make it in this business. A big part of that is going to be his ability to consistently go to that body. And again, I think the reason he hasn't gone to the body like he did early, Joe, is because Jauregui hurt him in the body. And in a way, mentally, I think Provodnikov says, I'll stay to the head. I don't want to remind Jauregui of body work. And Jauregui has gone away from the body work too.
Got himself off the ropes there as Provodnikov was a little slow to engage.
Not many jabs in this fight, mostly power punches. Both guys getting close and working.
Hooks, uppercuts, and straight right hands.
And neither guy has to use the jab because there's neither one of them is forcing the other to pay a price if they don't use it. If Provodnikov doesn't use the jab, well, he's not being kept outside by Jauregui. There's no left hand coming at him from Jauregui. He can walk in. So he's not reminded of how important that left hand usually is. Stop. That would have been a good spot for Provodnikov to come with the uppercut after that left hook.
End of 6. More to come. Joe and Teddy ringside here at Pechanga in Temecula, California. Friday Night Fights presented by Tecate Beer. Good opening bout here. Ruslan Provodnikov. Boy, is he a TV-friendly fighter. Heavy-handed.
Not TV-friendly name to pronounce, but TV-friendly fighter to watch.
Well, you're used to all these Russian names now.
And I still can't pronounce them.
You're training Alexander Povetkin.
Yep.
How's your Russian coming along? Still coming?
Still coming. I mean, the great
Hasn't arrived yet?
The great thing is I have an interpreter, and it's a great universal language. Move your head or you get hit. And everybody
easy to translate,
that.
Yes.
But it's very nice working with Alexander Povetkin. great person, great human being,
and he's stateside now.
Yeah, he's down in New Jersey. We're training him. He's been there for 2 weeks now. We're getting ready for a fight in Germany, March 13th, and then after that, we're looking at a fight with Klitschko for the heavyweight title. But so far, I couldn't ask for more from Provodnikov. Just a terrific kid.
And from nearly a continent away, the other side of Russia, comes Provodnikov.
And again, right now you're seeing a little bit of that amateur experience of Provodnikov. For the most part, he's a getting your face fighter, come forward, use his strength, try to break you down. But I think he's being convinced to think a little bit more now with the experienced Jauregui, who's still in front of him. He's trying to show other dimensions a little bit, trying to play something, step back every once in a while. You can see Provodnikov try to draw some counter opportunities.
Well, there was a left hand that Jauregui threw, and he came back with a counter right to Provodnikov.
And again, every once in a while you didn't see this the early rounds. You see Provodnikov giving ground, stepping back, trying to lure Jauregui into a mistake, get it on the back end every once in a while, not just on the front end. I think part of the reason you see Provodnikov thinking a little more, as I just said, Jauregui, with his experience, he's making him realize that you can't just go in there and go put the pedal to the metal and knock everyone out. You got to do other things, and he's trying to think a little bit there, think about those other things, and maybe also think about the future as he fights better fighters up the boxing ladder. And he's going to have to show other things, not just strength, not just power, not just walk in the kitchen.
Quite obvious to see what kind of style would give him fits, so we will see the progress as he moves forward. 3 rounds to go here in Southern California. Heavyweight champion of the world came out to see Friday night fights tonight. Of course, next year will be 40 years since March 8, 1971. Tonight we celebrate the 20th anniversary of a former heavyweight champ, James Buster Douglas, in studio with Brian Kenny. We'll be hearing from Buster Douglas, has been looking back at the anniversary of arguably one of the greatest upsets in the history of sports, his victory over Mike Tyson back in 1990.
A moment ago you saw Provodnikov turn southpaw. Now he's back to the orthodox stance.
Solid left hand. CompuBox numbers for the average punches per round. Provodnikov averaging 27 landed out of 84 thrown. A lot of pressure being applied here early in round number 8.
You know, we talked about that soft body of Jauregui. Jauregui is the heaviest of his career here tonight.
Came in at 142, and that softer middle was an early target from the Russian.
And again, the Russian not going in the body the way that he probably should and normally would. And again, I really believe 75% of this game is mental, Joe. I really believe it's because Jauregui hurt him with a body shot early, and he kind of put in his mind, you don't want to go there, son. You don't want to be banging my body because I'll bang your body. And you know what? Provodnikov has kind of listened a little bit, so he banged the head instead.
And by banging that head, specifically landing that left hook, a more pronounced cut on the right eye of Jauregui.
Well, he has been cut over his right eye before. So nothing new for Jauregui.
Oh, good solid right hand from Provodnikov.
Yeah, good solid right hand, and you could say good solid chin too.
Look at the punishment that Javier Jauregui is taking here as Jack Reese is talking to him, saying, give me something, and he stops it. That was a stretch of about 20 uninterrupted seconds of pure offense from Provodnikov, and it earns him the TKO win.
Jack Reese, the good referee there that had seen enough, and in his mind protected Jauregui from himself, just turned to us and said the cut over the right eye of Jauregui was caused by a punch.
Ruslan Provodnikov. Come back anytime you want. This guy is great for TV.
Hey, let's applaud Jauregui. Coming off 1 year and 5 month layoff.
Teddy, please translate that.
He said, good to be here. I'm very happy to get a win on ESPN.
See all that time in Russia paying off. Here's how he finishes it.
And again, a good referee there